And our subject of discussion tonight is how to exit the old and begin the new. How do I exit the old and how do I begin the new? How do I leave a place and how do I begin from my new place? How do I live a season in my life and how do I begin a new season in my life? How do I exit the old year and how do I begin a new year? The importance of this teaching is because some of us, we tend to start planning our year at the beginning of the year. Some of us, we tend to start working towards our year or towards our achievement, our goals, and the things we want to go into at the beginning of the year. But the proper time to do it is as you begin to exit the old year. You begin to plan for the new year. And now, how do you exit the old year and how do you begin a new year? Is it important to look at and say, okay, I have to make plans on how to exit a year? Is it really important to do that? All right, or is it just I just have to just end the year and just move into a new year? Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. I'm going to read from the Message translation. What worse will it be again? What happened will happen again. Is if there is nothing new on this earth, year after year, it is the same old thing. There is nothing new on the earth. Now let me begin our discussion with the last part of the scripture. He said, year after year is the same old thing. So there's no difference between 2023 and 2024. There is no difference between 2021 and 2022. There's no difference between 2022 and 2023. There's no difference between 2023 and 2024. The only difference in all these years is what you do differently. So it means if I repeat the same thing I did last year, which is 2022, in 2023, I will not get a different result. I'm still going to get the same old result. So if I repeat the same thing I did in 2023, if I repeat it in 2024, it also means I'm still going to get the same old result. So the Bible said, year after year is the same old thing. So the game changer, the different thing, what changes in the equation of this whole thing is what I do differently. So what I do differently is what changes the whole thing. Is that okay? If I do the same thing, I'm going to get the same result. If I do the same thing, I keep repeating the same character, the same lifestyle, the same procrastination, the same fear, the same worry, the same attitude, the same anger issue, the same bitterness, the same hurt. The same thing is what I will still gain the same year. But if I do something that is quite different, let's say in 2023, you were too quick to act. You are too quick to react. You are too quick to make decisions. So in 2024, you start doing something differently in this season. Okay, I'm going to be intentional about my action. I'm going to be intentional about my reaction, whether I am right or wrong. You see now, the moment you begin to think from that perspective, right or wrong will no longer determine your reaction. Whether you are right, whether the person is right, whether the person is wrong, will no longer determine your action. But if I don't pay attention to that particular aspect of me, I will still go over to repeat the same thing I did last year, the same issue, the same attitude, the same problems, the same thing. It will still repeat itself the same way. Someone will say, what if I set a different goal? What if I set different goals in 2024? It's not about setting new goals. It's about the attitude towards the goal. So setting a new goal does not change anything. I'm not saying you shouldn't set new goals. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that in the setting of new goals, what are the things you've decided to do in order to achieve the goals you've set? Some person will say, but I did a lot of things in order to achieve my goals this year, but it didn't work. Well, do it differently. Do it differently. So let's begin to look at some points that I took note of here when it comes to exiting your year and beginning a new year. Number one is review your year. Some of us don't have or don't know the importance of the word review. Okay, so we live our life year in, year out without any review, without any evaluation, without any assessment. Please write this down. Anything that is not monitored, anything that is not assessed, anything that is not evaluated can never grow. So it means that evaluation and review is part of the growth process of everything on earth, including you and I, including your goals. So if my goals must come into limelight of success, it means I must review my goals. I must do what? I must assess my goals. I must do what again? I must evaluate my goals and I must monitor it. All right? PJ will always put it this way. He says, anything that is not checked does not progress. It does not grow. Life is all about checks and balances. So you have to learn to review your year. The book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 4, NKJV translation, going to dealing with that. Galatians chapter 6 verse 4, NKJV translation. But let each one examine his own work. Let each one examine his own work. The kind of review we are talking about here is not the kind of review or praise that you get people to do for you. Yeah, that's part of it. But the first thing first is, can you genuinely review your year by yourself? Because what if what other people call success were actually failure for you? That is deep. What if what other people call success or progress, they were actually not progress or success for you in your own terms of validation or evaluation of what success is? What if the progress people think you made this year, for you, it is not just progress? Learn to review your year, right? And how do you do this? You have to write down your biggest success. Whatever you did that you know that can be replicated, it means you got it by chance. If you cannot replicate it, if you cannot tell us these were the principles that you put in that made you to be successful in this area, it means that it was a chance. It happened by chance, or what people call color. Yes, you must take note of what did I do to increase my finances. And the same way you are evaluating the things you did right to bring success, please also do the same for your biggest failures. Now, it is wisdom to know what are the biggest failures you have this year. Write them down and write what you've learned from the failures. Write the lessons you learned from the success. Use the lessons to replicate the success again. Write the failures down. Use the lessons as well so that you don't repeat it again. You must learn to write these things down, please, because as we begin to go into the end of the year, from maybe 27, 22nd, 24, 25th, 26, 27, 28, 29, it's always a low like that. It's always full of activities, festivity, a lot of things. At that moment, you might not have that chance, opportunity to do this proper evaluation. So what are the things, my mentor, what are the things you didn't do well? What are your biggest failure this year? You need to write it down. If you're the way to do this, you have to analyze it. You have to group it. Don't just generalize it. Take for example, you can start with personal transformation. You can start with attitude. In my attitude, what were my biggest failure this year? Was it my anger? Was it my laziness, procrastination? Okay, you must write those things down. What are your biggest failure? What are your biggest success this year? I'm very, very emphatic about this. You must review it. You must review it, review your success, review your failures. Did you talk more than you should this year? It could be that your failure was one of your failures might be that you were too social this year. You made a lot of friends that didn't add any value to your life. It could be that your own failure was that you were afraid to take that risk. Very afraid to take that risk. Supposed to do this, supposed to do that, but not as if you can do it, not as if the resources to do it, they are not there, but you were very afraid to take the risk. Are you still with me tonight? Are you still with me? So you have to review your successes, you have to review your failures, and then not review just, okay, I know, okay, yeah, this was the issue. You need to write them down, write them down, write them down, write them down. Write them down. Was I too emotional this year? I'm not saying that emotions are bad, but was I too emotional to the detriment of my success? Why didn't I take that big risk this year? Because my father said I shouldn't do it. Why didn't I take that big move this year? Because someone in the family said, man, this is too risky, or a friend said so. Why didn't I take that big move this year? Because I feel maybe I'm still too young to take that move. When it comes to goal, when it comes to success, there is nothing like age when it comes to success. Someone in his or her 22 can become a millionaire, can become a billionaire. It's not a matter of what you want and how you go about it. Why? What are your failures this year? Challenges of what will the family say? Or could it be that yours might be, okay, what will pastor say? If it's good, you shouldn't bother. If it's right, you shouldn't bother about what pastor will say. Or what will the church say? What are the things that limited you? Because we are looking at right now, what are your biggest failure? And sometimes your biggest failure are not in your act. Sometimes they are in the things you didn't do. To some other person, it might be something you never considered to do. You never considered, you never thought about that. It's possible to push yourself to get to a certain level of figure this year. And please take note. Don't only do this in certain areas, do it in your financial area. So, what are the things you did for opportunities to come your way? What are the opportunities that came your way that you even never knew that they were opportunities? Why didn't we go the extra mile this year? Why did we achieve much this year? You need to question everything pertaining both your achievements and your failure this year. Number 2 is review your relationships. Could it be that there are people you allowed into your life which do not have anything to do with the area you allowed them into your life? Could it be that there are people you let go which are valued in your life? Review your relationship, because relationships are not just relationships are investment. So when you lose, abuse, misuse a particular relationship which is supposed to be an investment in your life to add value, You lost something. And in reviewing your relationship, there is something you must take note of. List the people who contributed directly or indirectly impact, or who made directly or indirectly impact in your growth, in your performance, in your advancement this year. The problem with us sometimes is that we think that things just happen. We just walk into a year, just end the year, move into another year. No. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. As you are listing, as you are making the list of your reviewing your relationship, please pay attention to who made significant impact in your life, who contributed directly or indirectly to your success. You must identify these relationships. Also identify the ones who misfired, the ones who messed your life up. You must identify those relationships. And the moment you begin to list a relationship, you will know, okay, this person, my relationship with you will be 100. Another person, my relationship with you will be a 50. Another person, my relationship will be 20. Okay, then another one, 3. And then, because what happens is that once you begin to review your relationship, it takes what Reverend Sam calls the funnel approach. As it gets towards the drum or the water bottle or whatever you are using the funnel, as it gets down towards, you begin to narrow it down. So before you know it, you see those who should be at the outer courts, those who should be at the gates, those who should be at the at the temple, and those who should be at the inner courts. Jesus also had that. Jesus had 120, he had the 70, he had the 12, he had 3, and he had 1. He had the 12, right? He had the 3, because he picked the 3, James, John, and Peter, and they went into the mountain of transfiguration. It was only the 3 of them that saw the experience that happened at the mountain of the transfiguration. The other 9 didn't have access to that. Everybody must not have the same value and the same access in your life, and that also determines what you share with people. You don't share the things that are meant for the inner chamber of your house to people who are not. So they come because as a result, they don't qualify to get into this phase. Not because they like you, not because they chat with you, not because they play with you, no, but because they pass through an assessment that you've done, and that assessment then qualifies them the place they gain or in your life. You have to use your values to evaluate this relationship. The review of relationship in your life must not be just by will or by chance. Your value should be the determinant of your review. I'm going to say it again. Your value should be the determinant of your review. Your goal should be the determinant of your review. There are people who we give ourselves to in form of discussion, in form of conversation this year that have nothing to do with our goals, with our values, and with our life. And one of the things you must do as you review the people who play a very important role in your life in 2024 is to learn to say thank you to them. Be it in your place of work, be it outside your place of work. Learn to say thank you to them. Yeah, life can only be understood backwards, but must be lived forward. Please take note of that. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. It means in order to understand your life, you must pay attention to the things that have happened. The Bible says there is nothing new under the surface of the earth. I used to tell people this. The way to predict the future is to look at the past. You see someone that is lazy, someone that doesn't like to walk, someone that is lazy There is no two ways about it. By looking at the past, we can tell that the person will end broke. Please, let me, if I can kneel down and beg you, don't enter 2024 wishing. Wishes doesn't. You can live in the fantasy of your wishes till you die. Nothing will happen. What are the principled, calculated efforts that you are willing to take in 2024 to move forward? Life is not hard. It's as hard as you've made it to be for you. Some of you don't even know how much you spend in a month. If I ask some of you now, can you give us the valuation of how much you spend this year on data? You don't know. That's the truth. Let me break it down as little as that. Not to talk of transport. Because that will make you to have, man, I am beginning to spend too much in this area. I need to begin to cut it down. How much did you spend on clothing? How much did you spend on your hair? How much did you spend on your shoes? How much did you spend on the things you bought? How much did you spend? And in your spending, you must watch. When your expenses is getting more than your income, you can never be rich. You can never be wealthy if you spend more than what you save. Forget about it. And miracle, God of miracle, God of say, yes, God is a God of miracle. The same God who is a God of miracle is a God of principle. Even God saved. You don't know why we have the Savior who saved us. I don't imbibe in the principle of saving. I need to send me this is some amount to save. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. Even if it's 10K, can you save 500 from it? It's something. It's something. Everything that enters your hand, you blow it. Everything that enters, you blow it. That is not how to live. That is not, even if the world is collapsing, even if everybody is dying, at least let there be something you save. Even if it's 100 naira, it's something. Number 3. Make a decision. Decide what you should finish now and what can wait till next year. Listen, it is not compulsory that you must get everything done in this year. What are the things that you know that these things I just have to finish it this year? Pay attention to those things and finish it up. The things you know you can't finish this year, push it to the next year. There is no year that is eternal in nature. Every year must end for the beginning of another. So that you didn't achieve this, get it done next year. Number 4, as I begin to round up, make a few plans for next year. Make a few plans for next year. I intentionally wrote few for a reason. Make a few plans for next year, so that it will allow you to start the new year without feeling rushed or uncertain about where to start. The problem, follow me, I didn't say make. There are plans you will need to make next year, but there are few plans you need to make this year before you enter next year. Some of us, the issue is that we make all the plans at once, and as you're entering this, you don't now know where to start from. Where are you right now? Where are you supposed to start from? Make a few plans that will guide and direct and give you clarity on where to start from and how to start from. As you progress in life, you begin to make other plans that will also come into the other plans you make. Number 5, accept your mistakes and move on. Accept your mistakes and move on. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you did, and forgive everyone else for the ones they did to you. This will also allow you to enjoy the holiday. I mean, yeah. Some people will not enjoy this holiday because someone offended them. They not carried it. Other people are enjoying. Leave that thing. See, calm down. Some is a mistake you made. Forgive yourself. When I make mistake, look at what I used to tell myself. I've made a mistake, I've made it. I take responsibility, I accept it. You will not come and beat me. Huh? You will not beat me for accepting my mistakes. You will not beat me. I take responsibility, and the moment I am done taking the responsibility, I repent of it, dust myself of it, and move on. If you like, talk about it from now till thy kingdom come. It will not cancel the mistake. Neither will it anoint the mistake to be better. So I won't give ear to it. You know, there are some of us that find it difficult to accept even our mistake or forgive ourselves, especially when we offend God or sin against God or break a covenant. Listen, everybody pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm about to say now. In whatever sin or mistake you did not offend Satan. The person you offended is God. And is your make peace with him. Satan is the accuser of the brethren. He always accuses. What God do through the ministry of the Holy Spirit is to convict you and convince you. He does not condemn you. God rebukes, God corrects, God convinces immediately. Satan allows you to buy, keep piling it. Why? Because he wants to keep you in unforgiveness. Guess what? Unforgiveness is like taking poison and expecting another person to die. Don't forget that the person that you are carrying, you are resentful or you don't want to forgive, has moved on. Others are writing how they are making advancement and buying. Listen to me. Sometimes you need to leave your space and walk around outside your space and see what is happening. There are people who are not doing small things. Why is it that you are trapped? Just that thing that they did to you. While you are exiting the year and entering the year, another way to do it is to decluster your mind and decluster your environment. I'm going to say it again. So you need to decluster your mind and decluster your environment. Some of you need to sometimes live where you are. Just take it. Just walk around elsewhere that has nothing to do with where you are, because it looks as if you are being choked. You are being choked with where you're living. Your environment has become your limitation. Some of you, it's your mind. You need to declutter your mind. Take a good sleep. Some of you don't sleep well, not because you walk, but because issues that are in your heart will not let you to sleep. Declutter the mind. Take a walk. Talk to somebody if you need to talk to somebody. Make peace with yourself. Clear your mind. Let your mind be empty. Free your space, or free your mind of the garbages and the things that are already there. Life is hard already. Don't add to it by yourself. And don't see. Another thing you need to do, I've done, is stop allowing people dump their excesses on you or in you. Learn to allow people carry their baggage, because there are people who are good at they empty their trash in you. You become the carrier of their trash. There's nothing wrong with 2023. The only thing is, what did you do and what you did. Don't forget the scripture we read. The part B of the scripture said, the same year, the year is still the same. 2024 is coming. There is no difference between 2024 and 2023. There is no difference. The essence of those time and the things that you just to help us to regulate and to take control is what you do differently that will determine it. And don't forget, time is not by your side. You are not getting younger. Understand that. You're not getting younger. You're not getting younger. The future started yesterday. We are already late. So in our catch-up of the future, learn to pay attention to things you need to pay attention. Prioritize your life. In this coming year, prioritize your life. Don't get involved in everything. And don't forget, some of the things that you need to prioritize your life against are the good, not the bad. The issue is not that they are bad. They are the good, not the bad. But you need to prioritize your life. Even when the good is there, is this part of my priority? Not knowing that it's good. If it's not in your priority, let it be good for others and focus on what you are doing and keep on moving forward.